Hey, how you doing? Hans Schaff here, the real Hans. I'm actually driving in my truck right now on my way to head over to Lowe's to grab a few supplies, a few things. But anyway, you hear all these stories of these people, who go, rags to riches, these overnight success stories, right? And they go from, homeless, living in a van down by the river to, overnight success. And you think that, man, well, what's wrong with me? I guess I just haven't maybe hit rock bottom yet, and I haven't failed enough, or haven't, gone through enough pain. And don't think that way. That is not at all the case. You don't have to hit rock bottom in order for you to turn around your situation and be able to start seeing success, start making money, and start being successful online or in your business or whatever else that you're doing in life. It does not have to be the case. So I don't want you to have that misconception just because you hear all these other people who have these ridiculous stories where you think, man, I guess I have it pretty good. I guess I'm pretty comfortable right now. Maybe I don't need it as bad as these people, because I'm not in as bad as a situation. Well, you don't have to get into that bad of a situation, okay? There's so many people who are just going through life, pretending that everything is okay, pretending that life is great, when in reality, as soon as they get home, as soon as their friends are gone or their coworkers are not looking, they're sitting there trying to figure out how they can, go ahead and make their payments on time. And they're trying to figure out how they can go ahead and live their life, right? They're trying to figure out, man, how can we get through this month? There's a cop right there, so I'm trying to not get arrested here. You're not supposed to have your phone next to your face, right? Anyway, I digress. But so don't think you have to hit rock bottom, because the truth is you can turn it around in an instant, right? Just like that. As Tony Robbins says, that's how fast you can turn things around. So use it as inspiration. Use that as inspiration to see that people who are in worse shape have been able to turn things around and get into a better situation. People who've had it more difficult than you. That's how you should look at those stories. Then you can look at it and think, man, if this guy can do it, I can do it too. Don't think that, well, that guy, he really did have it pretty bad, and he really needed his life to turn around, and my life's not so bad, and maybe I don't really need so much. Or don't ever think that way. Don't ever think that way. You deserve everything in life that you want. You can have it. Don't ever think that you're not worth it. Don't ever think that you don't need it, because you can have whatever you want. Don't lower your limits. Don't lower the bar. Raise your standards. Raise the bar, because as much success as you can have, imagine the impact you can have on however many more people who see your story and are inspired by it, so they can change their life and get out of the situation, and the impact that will have on their lives. So don't ever let that stop you. Don't ever think that you have to, hit rock bottom for you to achieve success. It reminds me of the story. It's like the story of that dog, who stepped on a nail, or is lying on a nail, right? And because of the nail, he's in pain. And so he's sitting there, lying in pain, sitting there whimpering and whining and complaining. And, one day this guy talks to the owner and says, hey, what's wrong with your dog? He's whining and whimpering. Is he okay? And he says, well, he's in pain. He's uncomfortable, but he's not uncomfortable enough. He's not in enough pain where in order for him to move and get off the nail, right? And that's what a lot of people are like. They're sitting there, scraping by, just barely getting by, suffering, struggling, but looking around them and thinking, well, there's other people who are unemployed. Well, there's other people who've got less than me. There's people in China who can't afford to eat, right? And they think that that's a good justification, a good rationalization for them why they don't need to try and succeed, why they don't need to try and push themselves to try and be more, to try and be all they can be. Like Jim Rohn says, if you're capable of making $5 million a month or $5 million a year, and you only make $500,000 a year, who cares, what level of success that may be to somebody else? He says we call that loser. If you're capable of doing more and you're not doing it, then what are you doing? You're just wasting life. You're wasting other people's, you're wasting God's great, miracle of life, God's great, wonderful thing, and putting you here and giving yourself an opportunity. Don't waste it. It's like a tree. How high does a tree grow? As high as it can, right? All human beings are the only creatures on this earth that have the choice, have the option to not go all the way. And every other creature goes as much as it can. It's like a baby. It'll continue to grow and grow and grow as tall as it can. It's not going to stop halfway. Just like a tree, again, the tree example, a tree, it's not going to stop growing halfway. It's going to grow all the way. And you got to do the same thing too. You got to reach your full potential. Don't be that sorry statistic. Don't be that person who just gave in, who gave up, and who just, gave in and looked around him and rationalized and said, you know what, my life's not so bad, because the truth is it could be so much better. And you know it. If you're sitting there making excuses, blaming other people, just stop. It doesn't matter where you're at. You don't have to get any worse than you are now. You can change where you're at today. You deserve to have tremendous success. You deserve to be a beacon an example for other people to follow. You deserve to be the leader that you're capable of. You deserve to have everything in life that you want. Because why? You're worth it. Because you are an incredible being. And having access to this training, having access to this video and tools and systems on the internet, and just being able to watch the video to see this right now, that means you are capable. You are able to produce as much income as you desire. You can do it. So, don't think that you hear these crazy stories about these overnight success stories. Don't let that, get you down. Don't think that, well, what's wrong with me? Why can't I have this overnight success? That's not what those stories are for. Realize that it just means that it's possible. Anything is possible when you can see those stories. And if someone else can do it, you can do it too. All right. So I hope this has helped. Hope this kind of gives you an understanding, an example of what you're capable of and what you can really do. And wherever you're at in life, you can change it. You can turn it around right now. It doesn't matter if you're middle class, if you're maybe perceived as rich by other people. It does not matter. You can do more, and you owe it to yourself and to your family and those around you, those who are counting on you, to be all that you can be. Right? It's not just a slogan in the Army. It really is a great motto for life. Be all you can be. All right. So Hans Schaff, you're the real Hans, driving along this bumpy road on my way to Lowe's, and I just wanted to share this thought with you I had today, because I think it's such an important concept, such an important philosophy that you have for your life. And Jim Rohn's got it spot on. Many other people have talked about it. I just want to make sure that you don't think that you have to go to rock bottom before you can turn around and live an incredible life. You can turn it around in an instant. Right now, you can start living an incredible life. I encourage you to do that right now. Take massive action. Go ahead, and if you need some more inspiration, you need some training or some tips, check out my other videos, and go ahead and click on the link below this video. And we'll see you living on the beaches of the world and reaching your dreams and your goals, because you know what? You're worth it. Hans Schaff over now. Take care.